freestyle with all the time, and they came to a conclusion that they should call their record label Paper Route Entertainment. And just like that, Dolph had a whole team around him, pushing him to become one of the biggest artists out of Memphis. So in late 2008, Dolph dropped his first official mixtape called Paper Route Campaign, which featured 19 tracks. Now that there was an official mixtape out there of Young Dolph, they needed to push it in the market and in the streets wherever they could. So at concerts that Dolph would perform at locally, they would hand out CDs left and right and just flood the streets with them. In fact, some people would actually throw them on the ground. They would come to that same club later that night once they're done performing, pick them up, and hand them out next day again. They would do it so many times that they ran into the same people they initially handed out the CDs to. And eventually those people got so annoyed by the fact that they kept getting this CD that they said, fuck it, I'm going to listen to it. They put it into the car and they loved it. And eventually word spread around Memphis that Dolph was a rapper that had great music. So then he ended up booking a lot of shows around Memphis, and his buzz started growing bigger and bigger.
I was DJing every big major club in the city, literally having 20 guys outside the club in backpacks. Everywhere you go, man, Young Dolph CD, you're going to get a Young Dolph CD. You know, it's you can try to turn your head and act like you don't see it, but as soon as you turn your head, it's going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. I just respected his grind.
Dolph and his team pushed that Paper Route Campaign mixtape for the next 2 years all over Memphis, and he even branched out to Atlanta because he knew at that time, and even now, Atlanta is the mecca of hip-hop. While out in Atlanta, he built relationships with club promoters and DJs that were big, such as DJ Scream, producers such as Zaytoven. He even built relationships with artists out there such as Gucci Mane, OJ the Juice Man, 2 Chainz, and more. So after those 2 years, they finally got ready to release Young Dolph's second mixtape. At this time, Dolph's name started spreading through Memphis to Atlanta and everywhere down south. Dolph even managed to get a major feature for the first time in his career from 2 Chainz, who at the time was going by the name of Titty Boy. Even though things were going great in terms of Young Dolph's career slowly starting to grow, he faced a lot of personal things in his life at this time as well, including getting into a car accident that almost took his life and losing hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We go to coming back from a video shoot to somebody video shoot. I had to go do a video shoot with somebody. We just got back to Memphis. We dropped one of my partners off. We in the truck. He was driving. The one who was driving, we dropped him off. My cousin got up, smoked a cigarette, jumped right in the driver's seat. Jumped in the driver's seat. I promise on everything. It was less than 2 minutes. I don't know how he fell asleep that fast.
He fell asleep?
He fell asleep. Like he hit this, like this time, he fell asleep and run all the way to the pole in Wheatfield.
Oh, wow.
This time, it's 4 of us in the truck.
Oh.
I'm like, damn.
Like a time round
Like,
two.
I'm talking about, this time, like, it's 4 of us. I know all 4 of us ain't finna get up and walk away from it all good, but by the grace of God, like we did.
That accident mixed with losing a lot of money made Dolph even more focused on his career. He quickly realized that being an artist, he could make tenfold the money that he lost very quickly. So on July 2nd, 2010, Dolph dropped his official second mixtape called Welcome to Dolph World, which was hosted by Atlanta's very own DJ Scream. After the release of this mixtape is when Dolph says people started taking him more seriously as a rapper. Because of the DJ Scream cosign and the 2 Chainz cosign, Dolph started doing a lot more shows and actually started getting some money for them, roughly $5,000 a show. However, he wanted to grow outside of Memphis, so he went to Atlanta and paid OJ the Juice Man $10,000 to open up for his show. And the money he got paid for that show, he just threw right back in the crowd. So the crowd would go crazy, and it would make it seem like Dolph had a huge buzz when people were walking in that club in Atlanta.
I went to Atlanta. You know, I'm from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I drove to Memphis. Me and my homeboy, I went down there. I forgot how I even got Screen line. I got his line, I don't know from who it was. One of my partners in Atlanta. I can't even think just straight out the top. But I called Screen. You know what I'm saying? Screen was like, man, where you at? You feel what I'm saying? I pulled up on Screen like shout out to Screen. You feel what I'm saying? When I got with Screen, he was straight with it. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no beating around, no push, wasn't no middleman, no nothing. Like we just went in. You know what I'm what I'm saying? Like, I told him what I'm trying to do, what I need, all that, man. We put it together, we ran the play. You feel what I'm saying? And that tape, after I dropped that tape, it made me the hottest artist in my city, like, straight up. Like, I dropped that tape that Welcome to Dolph, where it just took fire, just straight fire. My first show I did in Memphis after that tape. I dropped that tape in my first show, got 5 bands.
Because of how big